CEO of OffshoreInsiders.com. My personal picks, 11-2 in the NFL. The Packers already in this week. Obviously, that record goes back to the NFL preseason, which we dominate every single year. Rare case, one of the stronger opening weeks. This is my 32nd year in the business, I think. And been betting before that. As strong as an NFL opening week as I've seen in a long time. Probably one of my top, 6 or 7 ever in the long prestigious history. Rarely this many wise guy plays in week 1. It's all at OffshoreInsiders.com. Your sharp report for week 1. The top public consensus bets in terms of percentage of bets. Familiar pattern here. Of course, the public loves their road favorites. Basically, they see the point spread. They say this team is far superior. How could they be only laying a certain number of points? As long as I can remember, so I think really since the beginning of time, going back to the caveman days, the public loves betting NFL road favorites more than any other demographics or however you want to put it, any other category in any other sport. They just love those NFL road favorites. Here we go. Anyway, Baltimore, Kansas City, the LA Rams, and Detroit. Now that is based on the percentage of bets. So therefore, a $5 bet counts the same as a $5,000 bet. And for those people who love contrarian moves, we do, and I was a bigger contrarian bettor way back in the day than I am now, but we love those $5 bets for the contrarian purposes. Now, the most lopsided bets in terms of percentage of money, self-explanatory, therefore a $5 bet does not equal a $5,000 bet. The biggest sportsbook liabilities, Baltimore, Detroit, and Houston. Sharp versus square metrics, and what it does is pit the public money against the percentage of bets, basically saying that the money is sharp and the percentage of bets is square, using those metrics Carolina, Tennessee, and the New York Giants. Now, let's go to the NFL line moves. One could certainly argue that week 1, the NFL line moves could be the most deceptive, and we'll talk about that in a moment. But, the reason for the biggest line moves are pretty self-explanatory. Oakland went from minus 2.5 to plus 2.5, and that certainly because Antonio Brown, we all know about that. So that is why. The LA Chargers went from minus 3 to minus 6.5. And is that the city? I can't even keep track of what city the Chargers are in these days. Now, I say that only half jokingly. Often do have to do a double take. But again, obviously, Andrew Luck, retirement. The difference between Andrew Luck and Jacoby Brissett, at least 3.5 points. Baltimore went from minus 4 to minus 7. And, of course, the Miami Dolphins, since this line opened. Remember, these lines actually open before preseason. And, of course, Miami has done a tank for Tua, where they've traded a bunch of veterans for draft picks, etc. I guess the biggest, true line move, where it has nothing to do with any personnel changes, Detroit from a pick to minus 2.5. And again, folks, really from this point on, I think the line moves will be a little bit more telling. Of course, occasionally you're going to have some injury information and some weather circumstances and all that other stuff. But the line moves report, I think, will be more accurate in future weeks. Remember, mybookie.ag, $1,000 sign-up bonus. $1,000 sign-up bonus. Must use the promo code Duffy, Duffy. We made an arrangement with them. We'll always have the largest sign-up bonus they're offering at the time. If you use the promo code Duffy, and again, you want more information like this, that's one of your best ways to show your support. Either, click on one of the links from our site. Every single sportsbook at OffshoreInsiders.com has been vetted through a number of different sources, whether it's a personal experience, whether it's my knowledge from being an industry insider for the longest time, whether it's there are some very legitimate watchdog groups out there, and I send a lot of customers there, and if I get any negative feedback, I've downgraded some sports books over the years, a couple, not much, basically from A+ to A-level sports books. But again, OffshoreInsiders.com, the place to go for thoroughly vetted sports books, as well as the best picks in the industry, winning since the 1980s score phone days.